Hey there, sports fans. Today I decided to do a small unhaul and accidentally did kind of a bigger haul in the bookstore, so let's talk about it. The first book that I'm rehoming is A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. I read this. It's fine. I don't love it, and I don't own any of the other ones, so I don't really want to own this one. I'm never going to read it again, and I do have a friend who doesn't have it. She would like to have it, so it's going to her. Some of these I unhauled because I don't think I'll ever read them, and some of them I just really didn't like, so let's get started. First off is House of Hunger by Alexis Henderson. I hated The Year of the Witching so much that I just don't think I'm ever gonna read House of Hunger. I don't really want to read anything by her ever again unless it's just like wildly popular. Everybody says it's great, that I should read it. I probably won't be reading it. That was kind of the only reason that I had to unhaul this, so it's gone. Next might make some people a little bit upset, but I am unhauling American Gods by Neil Gaiman. I've had a real love-hate relationship with Neil Gaiman. I love the Sandman series. It's fantastic. I hated Neverwhere. I really enjoyed Norse mythology. It's also fantastic, and I didn't really care for Good Omens. So I just decided I don't think I'm ever going to read American Gods, and I don't really want to take another chance with Gaiman, so I just decided to unhaul it. Also, while I was pulling it off my shelf, I found a bookmark about 130 pages in, which indicates to me that I did start this book at some point. I guess I was so unimpressed that I completely forgot that I read 100 pages of it, so it is gone. Next up is The Demon King by Cinda Williams-Chima. I bought this a really long time ago when I was still very interested in young adult. I'm just not that interested in young adult novels anymore. I went ahead and did look up some reviews, and it just sounds like more of the same with young adult. I'm sure that it's great for young adults, but I'm an old adult, so it's gone away out of here. The Stardust Thief by Chelsea Abdullah. I had just finished the Daevabad series and I loved it, and I was looking for the same vibe. But in reading some reviews, a lot of people said that The Stardust Thief is like City of Brass if City of Brass wasn't very good. So I decided that maybe this just isn't it, and I'm gonna have to let it go. Murder Your Employer by Rupert Holmes has sat on my shelf for years. I think I'm just never gonna read it. It sounds fine. I think I just bought it on a whim. That was a mistake. Sometimes, you get a wild hair. And now, in retrospect, I probably shouldn't have purchased it because I just don't think I'm ever going to get to it. So we said goodbye to that one. The Autumnal by David Krauss, and then it's illustrated and colored by some other people. I just didn't like it. I think I gave it 2 stars. The art is fantastic. The art in it is really good. And some of it is like scary and evocative. It has like really evocative imagery. The story just isn't there. It seems like it's trying very hard to be like The Wicker Man or Midsummer, and it's just not quite there. The characters weren't very likable, or I guess the characters you're supposed to like were not very likable. And the ending was disappointing at best. Also, if you do pick that one up, trigger warning for violence against children. That was something that I did not love. Next on the chopping block is Graveyard Shift by M.L. Rio. That's no surprise. I gave it 1 star. I really didn't enjoy it, and that's all I have to say. Year of the Witching by Alexis Henderson. I just didn't enjoy it. I gave it 2 stars because it wasn't the worst thing I've read, but it also wasn't very good. I thought that the story was very tropey. I wasn't interested in the characters. The main character is real Mary Sue. I didn't like some of the undertones of men bad. all of the men in this story are trash, with the exception of the one man who likes the main character for unknown reasons. He sacrifices everything for her, again, for unknown reasons. I don't understand why he likes her. She's not interesting. She is paint drying. If paint drying were a person, it would be her. And then in the end, it's so anticlimactic. It's the only way it could be more anticlimactic is if she woke up and it was all a dream. 2 stars, didn't like it. It doesn't belong in my home. Last House on Needless Street, which I, again, just did not enjoy. I did not give this book a star rating because I technically didn't finish it. I was very close to finishing it and I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it anymore. Part of the story is narrated from the perspective of a cat, which sounds fantastic, right? Who doesn't want to read a story from the perspective of a house cat? This cat is the most annoying narrator I think I've ever read. I hated it. Figuratively and literally, because I did listen to part of the audiobook, hoping that it would help me just get through the book. The voice that the narrator does for the cat is like nails on a chalkboard. I absolutely hated it, could not stand it. And then after not finishing the book, I went ahead and did find spoilers for the very end. I'm not into it. Very boring, very kind of predictable. I just didn't like it. It doesn't belong here. Umaki by Junji Ito, I think is how you say his name. Again, the art is phenomenal. The art is incredible in Uzumaki. The story is just not there. It's supposed to be terrifying. It quite literally says "spiral into madness" on the cover. And the only thing I was spiraling into was boredom. I was spiraling down into a nap because this was just, it was just the same over and over and over and over again. It was the same story, just repeated over and over for an entire graphic novel. Didn't love it, went ahead and traded it in. And I believe that is everything on my rehomed unhaul list. Yep. All right. So that was the unhaul, and now let's talk about the books that I bought. I did go a little bit overboard, but hopefully I read these and love them and they stay in my home forever. So let's talk about what I did get. His Majesty's Dragon by Naomi Novik. This book is, I believe, a French-British war in a world where the military utilizes dragons. I believe it's the Navy utilizes dragons in warfare. So that's kind of all I know. I've heard really good things from a couple of people that I trust. I just watched Ian Gubelli talk about this series, and he was kind of losing his mind over, I believe, the second or the third in this series. And I don't read a lot of sci-fi, so anytime that someone says a fantasy science fiction or science fantasy, I'm on board because I want to read more sci-fi. I just find that I don't gravitate towards it. But that is Empire of Silence by Christopher Ruocchio. What an interesting name. I really struggle. This is the first in the Sun Eater series, and I believe the premise is that this man orchestrates the death of a sun and it collapses an entire solar system. So the story, I believe, is explaining what happened to bring him to this point. Anytime you say science fantasy, I'm ready. I'm on board because I do want to love science fiction. I just haven't read very much of it. Kind of in the same vein as that last one, I really want to get more into science fiction, and I think this is a little bit of science fantasy. That is How You Lose the Time War by Max Gladstone. In the ashes of a dying world, Red finds a letter marked "Burn before reading." So begins an unlikely correspondence between two rival agents in a war that stretches through the vast reaches of time and space. That's all I needed to know. It sounds super interesting and it has like really great reviews. All right, this I don't think will be a surprise to anybody who knows me. I am hoping to get to this before the end of the year, but we'll see. No promises. The Will of the Many by James Islington. I just finished the Licanius series and I loved it. Absolutely fantastic. Can't read to wait basically anything else by James Islington. The Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne. I love the Bloodsworn Saga. It's so good. If you like Norse mythology, if you like trauma, if you like warfare, this is for you. It's incredible. It is really fantastic. I loved every minute of it, but I didn't have a physical copy, so now this lives with me. Alice by John Gwynne. I just started this and I can already tell I am going to really enjoy it. I really love how John Gwynne writes. There are a lot of characters in this story, so I'm hoping that by immersive reading this with like audio and a physical copy that I will be able to keep better track of the characters. But I really am enjoying this already, and I'm only like maybe 150 pages in. It's very good. The Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch. I don't know much of anything about this novel except that it is extremely popular among fantasy readers. I'm a fantasy reader and I've never read this, so I've just have to. It has to be here. The very last one is a book that I lent to somebody and my copy disappeared and never made it home to me, which is fine because I want people to read books and enjoy them and keep them forever. But that is Uprooted by Naomi Novik. I really loved this book when I read it. It gave me the same vibes as Daughter of the Forest, which is potentially my favorite book of all time. It's fantastic. I love it. If you want me to talk about it, I will. But Uprooted, it's really good. I just really enjoy it. It's a great story and I needed my copy back. All right. And that is it. Those are all the books that I unhauled and all the books that I hauled. And hopefully you'll see me finish some of these and talk about them soon.